guys, if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more content just like this. It really helps me out. It really motivates me to keep working hard and make good content for you all. And so, without further ado, enjoy me cooking this ribeye. Right now the steak is just resting and getting up to room temperature before I put it in. So if you'd like to, you can skip ahead about 5 minutes. And that should be right when I start to put the oil in the pan. And then the butter, and that's when the sizzling sounds are going to start. Oh gosh.
Imagine the song Love Shack from the 70s, you know, Love Shack Baby, that song. Now imagine that song, but it's about Joe's Crab Shack. Somebody should make that. For those who want to know, I did, as per usual, season the steak with salt and pepper, just like regularly, just as I regularly would. A while ago, when I was actually out of black pepper, I decided to use paprika and replacement, and it was basically the exact same, like straight up the exact same consistency. Same flavor. I would just notice that it just had a little bit of a different texture, but just a little bit. Like enough to notice, but not enough to ruin the dish in any way. And still tasted great. The particular cut that I'm using this time is ribeye instead of New York strip, because that's what was bought for me. After I finish making this video, I've got a dentist appointment, and then once I get out of that, I'll be heading to the store to buy some more. So, yeah. Apparently, according to the American Heart Association, you're only supposed to have about 4 ounces of steak per week. The only thing about that is that I eat about 4 ounces every bite, so it doesn't quite work out. I don't know. Like, I know that it can lead to, like, heart disease risks right later in life, but then It's like if you continuously work out and stay in good shape, that risk probably gets reduced by quite a bit. So as long as I remember to work out and stay active, it should probably offset any kind of effects that the steak may have on my body for any kind of reason. So. Oh, 10 seconds. Already nice and toasty. Turn this heat way up high. Yeah, that's about good. Go grab Dubai. I made some steak the other day. It's a package of 3, so this is actually the second one I'm making out of that package of 3. And funny thing about that is, so the nice thing about my parents' stovetop is that each one of the burners is a different size. So I'm actually on the biggest burner right now because it produces the most heat, and you need a lot of heat to make a good steak because every steak needs a strong sear. So, because I cooked one on this one right here, which is the second biggest burner, and either the pan I was using wasn't big enough. I think that's what it was, but it had one of the worst sears that I've had on a steak in a long time. So I'm doing it on the biggest burner this time with a pan that's about the same size, and should have a very, very good sear on it. So about time to put the butter in. As per usual, I like to use a shit ton of butter. If I can get it to come off. Usually, I'll wait until the butter has completely melted and stopped bubbling before I put the steak in, for a reason that I'll explain once the butter finishes melting. So the reason why I always let the butter melt all the way and stop bubbling before I put the steak in is because the steak has to start sizzling as soon as it touches the oil. Otherwise, it's not ready to put in. So it's really hard to hear if the steak is sizzling from the oil, if the butter's going crazy. So. That's another thing I forgot to mention. The steak I made the other day, it was actually undercooked by quite a lot, and so I just said, I just think that the second largest burner that we have just doesn't produce anywhere near enough heat that I would need for a steak, I think. So, but this one will definitely have a much better, much stronger sear because it's used to the one that I had back when I still lived in my apartment, because I moved back into my parents' house to save money. So, which is why I'm here. I think I explained that in one of my older videos now. I just finished all my classes for the day. I have a dentist appointment in about... Yeah, I have a dentist appointment in about an hour, so. So this is ribeye. I don't like ribeye very much because it just has too much fat on it. Like, you can see the big giant ribbons of fat that the thing has all over it, and I don't like that about it because there are just parts of the steak where you're just going to be eating straight up fat, which is not healthy, obviously. So that's the reason why I like New York strip, because it has really good marbling and it doesn't have these big giant rinds of fat that said the big parts of the fat add a lot of flavor, but unless you plan on cutting them off, they just sort of get in the way. So that's a much better sear than I got last time. So now we're going to baste this baby. I am left-handed, but I actually baste with my right hand, which is really weird. I'll give this one more minute in the pan and then I'll take it out and let it start to rest. And that will be the end of the video for the most part. I might make another smaller video right after this where I cut into the steak and I put it on a plate and give it that nice presentation. Check to see on the other side real quick. That looks pretty sexy. We're going to turn the heat off. lay it down right over here. And I'm going to let that oil cool down. And then the one last final touch. If you've watched my steak videos before, you've seen me do this 1,000 times. We're going to take some of this thing and we're just going to give it one last couple bastes, which will help with the cooking just a little bit more. And just like that, we are all finished. I know the timer is done. Alright, so there's that. Just bring this over here. And there is my sexy schmexy ribeye steak. Still cooking. It's gonna have at least another 10 minutes before it's done, and I'll set that timer right now. And so, if you enjoyed this video, then please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to see more content just like this one. It really helps me out, helps me stay motivated to make more content for you all just like this. If you have any comments at all, please leave them in the comment section, and I will definitely respond to them in some way or another. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye.